In this video, we're going to talk about the Neversummer Proto Type 2, that high-end hybrid cambered asymmetrical side cut twin board from Neversummer that you can ride all over the mountain, whether you're in the park or you're just cruising a groomer with the family. It's that high-end board you can go out and do just about anything with. This board features Neversummer's Ripsaw camber profile, which is reverse between the feet and camber underfoot. The camber zone is a little bit bigger than their traditional RC technology. You're going to be able to independently load up each camber zone and pop with it, and you're going to be able to torsionally twist the board and play around with it between your feet. This board has just above a middle of the road flex pattern. What you're going to notice is out where the camber zones end and the tips is where the most play is. Then it progressively stiffens back up through the camber zones, and then there's a decent amount of torsional flex, but not an overabundance. It's just enough to allow you to twist the board when you need to and drive it when you want to. Now, it is a stable board. It's not overly lively, and it's not completely dead. It's just sort of there, it does what it needs to do, and it's not completely dead, and you can plow through chunder with it, which is great. Neversummers are characteristically known for being a damp board, and this board, it's not like old school Neversummer damp, but it's also not like a floppy noodle either. It's kind of that right blend where it's going to absorb chatter and you can plow through chunder with it, and you're not going to feel that leg fatigue underfoot or anything like that. The big thing to note with this board is when you go to load up and pop with it, you'd think that with it being RC tech and having those independent camber zones, you could just load it up and snap, skate style, or, you know, more like a traditional camber. Wrong. You really want to just engage on the outside of the binding, drive it into the board, get it to load up, and then it will pop and snap. It's not crazy amounts of snap, but it's decent and it gets the job done. This board can handle jumps from small to large. It really doesn't matter. That's what it's really designed for. So if you want to send it to the big line, go to the big line. If you're in the small line, have fun with it. You know, it's just what it is. It pops off the lip decently enough. So the big thing with this board when buttering was how hooky it was. And it wasn't hooky out at the tips. Oh no. It was hooky on the inside of the insert packs, right where it comes down into that reverse camber section, which it shouldn't have been, but I could just feel it hook. It would spin me around. Anytime I was trying to play or anything like that, it would just hook up. You could feel it. It was catchy. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't butter with this board. It just takes a little more effort, and you really want to get out over the tip or the tail. You know, just out past those camber zones, press into it. And the same thing can be said with jibbing. Between your feet, the board isn't going to hug a rail. It's going to hug it more underfoot just because of those camber zones. It does an okay job. I mean, this board's more for jumping than it is jibbing, so you're really going to put a little more effort into it to just get it to lock into presses, to get sideways, to swivel and sizzle. That's it. Give them a hand. They made an asymmetrical side cut. Now, the one aspect of this board that really stands out is how well this thing carves. It lays trenches. You can get it to grip it and rip it. You'll look back and you can just set your fingers right in that line you left behind you. You can just load this board up and push off the tail and get it to arc through the carve. Tight, quick setup turns, long drawn out carves, it doesn't really matter. Was it a little hooky when I was carving? It hooked up twice on me. Some people claim this board's super hooky, other people don't. I think you just kind of have to adapt to the Vario side cut to engage it the way you want. But once you figure out where you can and can't engage this board, shouldn't be a problem carving on edge. The heel side cut, as it is asymmetrical, wasn't anything to write home about. It's not an aggressive asym. I've ridden better asym boards, so it's got that going on, I guess. So who is this board for? It's for the guy that wants a twin asymmetrical side cut hybrid cambered snowboard that they can ride all over the mountain. Someone that wants a quiver of one. Is it the best asymmetrical side cut out there? No. Is it the worst? Fuck no. I've ridden worse. But it gets the job done, and that's all you need to know about it. So what other boards are comparable to the Proto Type 2 from Neversummer? The GNU, Rider's Choice. The Ride, Burnout. The Jones, Mountain Twin. The Capita DOA. The Lago Double Barrel. Alright, so now you've decided what snowboard you're going to get, and you're going to decide where you're going to buy it. If you're shopping local, awesome. Slap your local shop guys a high five and tell them they're killing it. But for those of you that are buying online, why don't you shop from one of the links we have down below? That way you support us and you get a deal on your snowboard. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way you can see all the relevant or irrelevant snowboarding content that we're putting out for you guys. So smash that bell down below. That way you're getting a notification. And I'll see you guys in another video.